So you've gotten your baby to the point where your baby is able to try to take those first independent steps. You are helping your baby, you're putting your baby to stand facing a couch or not a soft surface, encouraging your baby to walk, and baby finally starts taking those first steps. And you start thinking to yourself, okay, fantastic. Baby is able to take their first steps. We are in the clear. Everything should be fine moving forward. Baby is demonstrating more confidence and showing you that baby is trying and ready to go ahead and take those first steps. But then baby falls. And so if your baby continues to fall, that becomes a concern. And that's something that a lot of parents deal with moving forward. So in this video, I decided to make a kind of a follow-up video as to some activities that you can do to help to strengthen your baby. First of all, continue to strengthen baby's legs, improve baby's dynamic balance, which is the balance baby needs when baby is moving and baby is walking, especially if your baby is falling a lot. So a couple of quick things before I show you the techniques I want to share with you about your baby falling. I want to talk about paying attention to a couple of different things. One, if your baby is walking, and you notice that your baby is falling a lot. First of all, look at the way your baby falls. If your baby is falling on their bottom, or your baby is falling on their knees, or your baby is able to put their hands out and break their fall, then that is perfectly normal. That's what's supposed to happen between 12 to 15 months after your baby's already walking. The very term toddler means toppling. So baby is expected to fall a lot when they first start walking. They've got their arms wide out to their side. They're navigating, they're balancing themselves. They're using their little balance poles. But you want to look to see a couple of things. One, is baby putting her hands out to protect themselves when they're falling? Two, is baby bumping their head on the ground a lot? Are they hitting their face? If they're hitting their face, it means that a couple of things are going on. One, their reaction time is kind of slow, or their balance is off, or baby does not have enough reaction time to be able to put their hands out. Some babies fall and they really don't do anything to try to protect themselves. So you want to pay attention to that. And if that's the case, definitely seek the advice of your pediatrician and ask for a referral for a physical therapist, because your baby may still need some outside assistance to come in and help you, even though your baby may be walking. It's one thing for a baby to walk and fall a couple of times on their bottom when they first start walking. But within, I would say, 4 to 6 weeks after baby takes those first initial steps, baby should be walking around confidently without falling every 2 seconds, or without you feeling like every time you look at your baby, you've got your hand, your heart in your throat, that baby is going to hurt herself. So let's move on to talk about a couple of things that you can do to strengthen baby's legs, improve baby's balance, and get baby moving to the point where they are able to maintain their balance on the ground without falling. One of the activities that I like to do is to just have a baby kicking a ball back and forth with me. This type of activity where baby is standing, baby is kicking the ball, this cues baby or forces baby to bear all their weight on one leg while kicking the ball with the other leg and moving. And this type of weight shifting works really great for helping your baby to strengthen their trunk, improve their dynamic balance, and work on really fine-tuning the skill of walking on the ground and maintaining their balance while they're walking, moving. Anything that you can do to help baby to challenge their balance while they're moving, even if you need to go back to holding your baby's hands while you're doing this activity, then that is totally fine. And it's a great way, it's still a good exercise for baby to do in order to continue to work on improving their dynamic balance. As you can see, I have this baby here. I'm showing her how to go ahead and kick a ball. We're playing back and forth in her house where it's safe. and getting her to engage her core trunk muscles, work on her dynamic balance and dynamic stability while she's kicking the ball back and forth to me. Because, like I said, that cues baby to have to balance their weight, all of their weight on one foot. What I also like to do is take hold of baby's hands and encourage baby to kick the ball with both feet, with the right foot and with the left foot, taking turns to make sure that I'm challenging baby's trunk and baby's balance in both directions. Another activity that I like to do is to have baby walking and stepping over an obstacle course. So you can see I have baby here. I'm going to put her down and cue her to walk and take some steps over this obstacle course that I've set up for her. You don't need anything this fancy. You can go ahead and use a simple set of cushions on the ground, and this cues baby to lift one leg, stepping over an obstacle in her path, and continue to work on improving her dynamic balance. You can do this before baby starts walking, but you can also continue this activity after baby is walking and taking those first steps. You can continue to do things like this and help baby to continue to improve and refine her dynamic balance. I'm going to show you this with baby outdoors, and you can see I have her. I'm holding one hand. I'm letting her hold on to one hand, hold on to my finger, and cueing her to go ahead and continue stepping. This is after she has learned to walk. Have her stepping over an obstacle course, shifting her weight side to side, bearing all of her body weight on one leg while she is raising the other leg for an extended period of time and stepping over an obstacle, because that will cue her to really work on some dynamic trunk strength and stability. You can see she's kind of tentative in terms of doing it, but it's good practice for her to shift her weight side to side and be able to improve her dynamic balance, increase her core trunk strength and stability, and help her to be able to move around better while she is actually walking independently and walking and navigating some uneven ground while she's moving around, refining her walking skills. After your baby starts taking those first steps, a lot of babies refine their balance and their stability on their own. Some babies need a little bit of additional help, and those are the parents I'm talking to, the babies who need a little bit of extra help working on their dynamic balance, working on their stability. You can do things like stepping over an obstacle course and having baby get some practice that way. Another activity that I like to do to work on just helping baby to absorb the shock from the ground, work on their reaction time, work on receiving input from the ground through their body, is something I call assisted jumping, where I just have these little jumping mats and I'll cue baby to go ahead and practice jumping. And then I'll have baby do it on their own to see if baby is able to actually move around and jump in a dynamic way and be able to control their body as they're moving in space. This is a video of the same baby jumping on his own with some practice. This is a fantastic activity to have your baby do as baby is becoming more and more independent and getting more and more dynamic balance and dynamic stability. You can see I continue with this baby out, having her walking outdoors. I like this harness that I found for her because this allows me to let her practice walking on uneven ground and be able to put some slack in the harness, but be there to catch her if she loses her balance and she falls. So this is a good way to continue to work on dynamic balance and dynamic stability with your little one while you are working, continuing to improve baby's dynamic balance and dynamic stability. These are all some really good techniques to be able to refine the walking skills even after baby has started walking and baby is still continuing to fall a lot compared to their teammates or kids her age. Okay, so I hope you got value from this video. If you did, please consider liking it, subscribing to the channel, and keep in touch with my next videos. I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.